Have you ever noticed how the busiest looking person in the room is often seen as the hardest worker? But here's the twist: moving fast doesn't always mean getting things done. I've worked in places where people who constantly pace the corridors are praised for being hard workers, even when most of their energy goes into looking busy rather than making real progress. So, is busyness an achievement? Should we totally hate on it? And how do we shift toward being truly productive? Hey there, welcome back. I'm Evelyn. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found this space. Stick around, there is so much more to come. So, have you ever had one of those days where you're constantly on the move and feeling super productive, only to realize later that nothing you did really mattered? So, why does staying busy still feel so good? And is being busy really that bad? Let's face it, being busy gets a bad rap these days. Everyone is talking about slowing down, working smarter, not harder. But the truth is, being busy feels good. It feels like you're doing something. You're showing up for life and you're giving it your all. And honestly, that's not an entirely bad thing, is it? The problem isn't being busy itself, it's what we're actually busy with. Are we busy with things that matter? Or are we just filling our time just to feel productive? So many questions to reflect on. Today, I will explain why busyness isn't all bad, how it can actually trick us into feeling accomplished, and more importantly, how to move from being busy to being truly productive without feeling like you're slacking. Let's start with why busyness feels so satisfying. When you're busy, whether it is responding to messages, running errands, or even just reorganizing your closet, you're actually completing tasks. And every time you check something off your list, your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine, that feel good chemical. So it doesn't matter if the task was small or even unnecessary, your brain just loves the act of finishing things. That is why staying busy can feel like a mini celebration throughout the day. Another reason we love being busy is because society praises it. People admire others who seem in demand or always on the go. So being busy is often associated with being successful, hardworking, and important. Like I said earlier, I've worked in a few places where people who are constantly on the move are recognized as being hard workers. And I don't blame those who see them as productive, because anyone would, with the speed with which these people move up and down the offices. But on the flip side, taking things slow or being less busy is often judged as laziness, which couldn't be further from the truth. But these cultural norms pressures us into staying busy even when we don't need to be. And do you know that it is actually harder to be busy doing nothing than to be busy doing something that is actually worth it? The third point is that busyness gives us the illusion that we are making progress. If you're constantly moving, constantly doing, it feels like you're getting closer to your goals. But sometimes you're just running in circles. It's like being on a treadmill. You're working hard, but you're not actually going anywhere. But before we throw busyness out the window, let's acknowledge its good side. Sometimes staying busy can help you build momentum. If you're feeling stuck or unmotivated, even small busy tasks can give you a sense of accomplishment that helps you tackle bigger, more meaningful projects later. For example, cleaning your workspace or organizing your schedule might not directly contribute to your goals, but it can put you in the right headspace to start. The key is to understand that busyness is useful when it is intentional. When your tasks align with your goals, business becomes productive, but when they don't, it is just noise. Now, let's move from being busy to being productive. Number one, redefine what success looks like. It's not about how much you get done, it's about what you get done. So ask yourself, what are the 1 to 3 most important things that I need to do today? Will these tasks move me closer to my long-term goals? And if the answer is no, then it is time to reprioritize. Step 2, use the 80-20 rule. I have a video on that in this channel. The 80-20 rule is also called the Pareto principle. So it teaches us that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. So the goal is to figure out your 20. What are the few key tasks that truly drive progress? Focus on those ones and let the rest go. Step number 3, schedule breaks to think. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is nothing. Taking intentional breaks to pause, reflect, and plan your next step is what separates busy people from productive ones. When you stop to think, you can work smarter instead of harder. Step 4, celebrate real wins. Instead of celebrating how much you did, celebrate what you achieved. Shift your mindset from quantity to quality. So for example, instead of saying, I worked 10 hours today, say, I completed a task that will have a big impact next week. Here's the bigger picture. Being busy isn't bad. It just depends on what you're busy with. And it's okay to enjoy the satisfaction of busyness, but don't let it distract you from what truly matters. So next time you find yourself rushing through your day, pause and ask, am I just busy or am I actually moving closer to my goals? Remember, it's not about how much you do, it's about what you achieve. And until next time, bye for now.